Hello everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Dark Heresy Alpha. Dark Heresy is the upcoming Alcat developed project as not really sequel, a game in the same universe and on the same engine as Rogue Trader, and I am a big fan of Rogue Trader and I am a big fan of Alcat games, having played their games since before they were Alcat. Since the development team worked at Nival back in the 90s when they put out Alots and I think in English those games were called Rage of Mages. But in any case, this is still an early alpha, so it's not going to be a complete experience. I'm not even sure if I will record the entire alpha or if I will stop after a few hours. We will see how it goes and how long it is. But let's begin. New game. I have already peeked at this because I loaded into the game to see if there is character creation and if there is like anything interesting to see on character sheets, I suppose. My understanding is that this is a more peaceful scenario and this is a more combat-oriented scenario because when I loaded into this one, it had two more party members, two mercenaries. So we will go with this. Maris Portum Sectoris. A level of aquatic activity. Stable. Archival testimony report. The Acolyte of the Inquisition completed their mission to retrieve the artifact from Shotus Svella, but lost his mentor, Inquisitor Leander de Terral, in the process. Immediately after the trial, the Acolyte of the Inquisition headed to the lower levels of the Hive, to the Maris Portum Sectoris. Acolyte Escort. Katachan Jungle Fighter, Carnesian, and a Sanctioned Psyker. What was I going to say? Yes. There is no character creation in the alpha. You play the pre-made character. And yeah, I think that's it. We will go with normal difficulty for the alpha to see how it is. I guess we can also read the other one. Maris Portum Sectoris, level of aquatic threat, critical. Archival testimony report. The Acolyte of the Inquisition failed the mission to retrieve the artifact from Shotus Svella, but managed to save his mentor, Inquisitor Leander de Terral. Following the trial, the Acolyte of the Inquisition first headed to the spires of the Hive City, and only afterward descended into the Maris Portum Sectoris. Acolyte's escort, Katachan Jungle Fighter, Chirurgeon, Sanctioned Psyker, and two mercenaries. While in the spires, the Acolyte of the Inquisition made an agreement with the Fabricator General, and was assigned the task of re-establishing communication with the Sacred Machine, type Server Congregator, located on the lower levels of Hive Cybernus. Let's go with the stable one. And begin. This is a pretty good art. Oh, this guy's weird. They always show him with like a knife, but I think he's not a melee fighter. I'm pretty sure he's like a heavy weapon specialist, like a gunner. Let us out! We are all going to die here! The sea will come for us again! Up behind us! They're coming to punish us! Run! Very undignified voices. Alright, what do we have? Echo of the Unearthed. Inquisitor Millicentilla and Battle Sister Septima are in the Maris Portum Sectoris, one of the lower hub zones of Hive Cybellus. Lord Inquisitor Anton Zerb has instructed the Acolyte to travel to Maris Portum to assist the representatives of the Tyrantine Cabal. Find Sister Septima. Available data indicates that Sister Septima's fortified camp is on the outskirts of Maris Portum. Find Inquisitor Millicentilla. Inquisitor Millicentilla's excavation site is outside Maris Portum. And go to the Hive. Okay, so our characters. We are playing as the Acolyte, who is a mostly Fellowship character. He's good at what's metal. This is a new skill. This wasn't in Rogue Trader. This combat skill allows one to resist hostile mental influence. Seems oddly specific. And we also have Intimidation and Diplomacy. We are not good at lores. Yeah. Our archetype is Officer, which is a support archetype, making other characters on your team fight better. And we are a Combat Morale Specialist. I don't feel like going through the specifics of all of this at the moment. Maybe later. And we are an Imperium Noble. And we have a bunch of abilities. They can have modificators assigned to them. This was not in Rogue Trader. So the one we don't have assigned is Imperial Noble, Highborn Supremacy. This ability costs 1 AP less if the noble's morale is greater by 10 or more than of any enemy within their influence. Let's assign it to get back in the fight. This is removing status effects and restoring morale, and then giving an extra turn. Sure. So our other character is Haimar, who is the Katachan fighter. And again, here he is shown with like a massive... I don't think this qualifies as a knife, this is definitely a sword. But you see, his ballistic skill is 55, but his weapon skill is the baseline 30. Is one of his lowest stats. He is not actually a melee fighter at all. And his special ability is that he can use heavy weapons, and is better with heavy weapons. I don't know why they keep painting him like this. So strange. He can have increased rate of fire. Let's assign it to rapid fire, which I believe is an ability. Okay, we cannot. Can we assign it to anything? No? I'm not sure about this. Okay, I don't know why this does work. Rapid Fire is an ability that was in Rogue Trader, and it makes your burst attacks better when you shoot many bullets at the same time. Now, actually, what are Heimar's skills? He is good at awareness and resistance, which is the ability of the body to resist harmful effects, improving chances of avoiding being poisoned by toxins and crippled by critical effects. Next we have Epion. So she is a doctor. She is good at Medicae, she is good at mobility and reflexes, also surprisingly. And she is another soldier, and her special ability is that she can attack with her Kyrogen claws if she is using a one-handed weapon, which she is not. She has a shotgun and she has a flamethrower. Okay. And we have a definitely very real character who will totally be in the main game and is not just a preset to show off the Psyker changes. We have Saro, who is good at intelligence, low warp, and willpower. He is a Psyker, and he uses pyromancy and telekinesis to set people on fire and throw them around. Cool. Let us begin. My thing is lying there. 50 centimeters of steel plate block your way out of the hab zone. Silence reigns all around you, and only the quiet hissing of the Vox hanging on the wall beside the door catches your attention. Why am I locked in here? As I've said before, civilians are not allowed to leave the Marisportum perimeter. And no, we are not coming to an understanding. Wait a minute, I don't know you. Show the sigil on the pict recorder. You know what this is, don't you? Open the gate. Also, even here the influence of Disco Elysium is felt. The dialogue interface has been changed from the old classic of horizontal dialogue box across the bottom half to this. Good old Disco Elysium. Dark Souls of RPGs in terms of influence. This is Gatekeeper of Gateway P344 speaking. The gate is locked due to an elevated threat level. For permission to exit, contact an unauthorized official. What is the reason for the elevated threat level? Seaquakes, toxic spills, landslides, rampant heretics. Take your pick. It seems to me you made it just in time before another flood. But it's inevitable. When it comes, there'll be new attempts to breach the gate. Okay, so this is a consequence of our preset. We headed to Marisportum immediately. Is there any other way to leave this place? The man on the other side of the Vox chuckles. Sure, if you can fly. Who can authorize my exit? The gatekeeper's voice brightens a little. You'll need Inquisitor Melisentila. Sister Septima is authorized to give such orders too. Where can I find Sister Septima? Sister Septimus detachment set up a camp somewhere in the Marisbottom sectors. Where can I find Inquisitor Melisentilla? Not a clue. Do you think the Inquisitor keeps someone like me informed of her whereabouts? All I know is that she is currently within the perimeter. Step away from the Voxcaster. Why? Oh, I see. It's the... yeah. It's the intercom on this door. I thought it was like inside of this shack. I was very surprised. Okay, we have a pile of cogs. We have a bunch of shit there. Let's see if we can push the cogs. Nope, we cannot. Well, guess what? I am not taking this no for an answer. I am not respecting this failed athletics check when the game didn't even give me anyone good at athletics. Yay! We found shit. 2 repair kits, 3 Promethean mixes, and a red pack. Rogue Trader had a pretty interesting inventory system, not inventory, trade system, where you didn't have currency, you had like a score called profit factor, and you could buy whatever is present that is below your profit factor, and it doesn't deplete because it represents your infinite wealth as a rogue trader. I think this game actually has regular currency like most other RPGs, so this is Synths. This currency serves as the universal medium of exchange throughout the Scintilla system, facilitating everything from private dealings to orders stemming from the Imperium's highest authorities. Also, we can take a look at our inventory. We are equipped with a sniper rifle and a universal long glass. Cool. And we have a flag chest piece. Cool. The Katachan has his knife. Oh. Okay, his attacks with this weapon do not expend movement points. Neat. And armor. Scipion has a... not Scipion, Apion. Flamethrower and shotgun. And Saro has a Hierophant staff, which lets him drain life from the target. Okay. And nothing else. What else? Audio close away. I spotted the thing first. The door is locked with a heavy-duty padlock. Without a key, not even an explosion could help you open it. Okay. So, one way to go. Eyeball. Hello there, Oppenheimers. You need to know a couple of things before you go any further. The grimy man proudly shows off the aluminum tattoos glowing dimly under his skin. I'm here to make sure everyone knows what's what right out of the gate. The Baron and us, his covers, are in charge of this town. We keep order here, so watch yourselves and you'll be good. I've had coke. Do we flex our Inquisition status? Sure, why not? I've had colder receptions. Can you tell me about this place? He scratches his head and thought. Alright, listen. You're in the lower town. This is where all the outcasts and unlucky sons live. And then you've got the dive. Don't mess with them. They're under the Baron's protection. From here, you can get to the upper town. That's where the Baron's lair is, along with the local fanatics, the flock of repentance, blast them. You're better off not going outside the town. There are Oppenheimers digging around on one side, and Ferals living on the other. The Baron drove the Ferals out of the town, and now they'll pounce on any scrap of metal they can find. Who are these divers? Local fishermen. Or the flock of repentance. They're fanatics. They scotch their feet and break their fingers in the name of the God Emperor. Tell me about the Ferals. They used to be a small problem, but ever since the Baron forced them out of town, they lost their minds from hunger. Oppenheimers? Who are they? The likes of you. I see. Good. Just make sure to watch yourself, and everything will be fine. By the way, I'll do whatever I want, and watch whoever I want. He examines the symbol closely. then lifts an intrigued gaze to you. What's that? Looks like a badge of pendant. Do you want to trade it? Sarah gives you a sympathetic glance. Have mercy on this wretched soul, and do not punish him. It is unlikely that the unfortunates who are trapped in this cesspit from birth to death would recognize the symbols of the Holy Orders. Educate him. It's a symbol of the Holy Inquisition. It means I am an agent of the Golden Throne. He frowns. Inquisition? What could the Great Inquisition want with us? He looks around in haste and nods to himself. You know, go wherever you want. I'd better go. And he books it. To the locked door. Okay. Here we have the Flock Preacher. And a bunch of locals. We've got to work, or else what's there to live on? I guess it'll be over soon. And we can use the station to change our squad, but we have no one to change to. So it remains. Locals have locked the passage on the other side to keep the sermon-excited crowd from forcing its way into the residential district. Okay. A crowd of onlookers and the owner of the chest are watching you closely. Well, you know, I have to steal it. Let's do sleight of hand. Apparently I cannot. Oh, I guess because the crowd is in the way. I see. Thought I could just steal it in front of them. What do we have here? We have data conduit cable coils and packages of mesh wheel. I imagine all of that is like vendor trash. This looks vaguely demonic. Are we sure about that? Okay, this also looks like a place where you would have like a fight. I'm not sure about this at all. The carcass of the sea monster shows clear signs of mutation. The precise cause remains a mystery. Oh, it's like a... Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't look right at all. I think chaos is afoot. Or worse. But probably chaos. Which way do we go first? Why are you in a cage? Yeah. He's on his own! Take him down! Take him down! Oh! Ah! I'll crack your ear open! Bully him! So this is definitely our other party member, Og. He is an Ogryn, and I don't know much else about him. I think he's like an Ogryn, and he's supposed to be relatively smart by Ogryn standards. So like regular person, intelligence level. Enraged Ogryn. The Ogryn before you is so huge that it makes him look like a walking slab of rock. His body bears enough burns and wounds to kill any ordinary human. Yet, they barely seem to be a nuisance to this giant. He takes a menacing step toward you, raising his weapon with a growl. Okay. Look at the Ogryn. The Abhuman's arms and shoulders are covered in pale scars. His uniform, tattered and poorly mended dozens of times over, is soaked with sweat and blood. The Ogryn has a fearsome presence, but in his one unaltered eye you can catch a glimpse of confusion and fatigue. We should count ourselves lucky. Note the augmetic set into the cranium of the subhuman specimen. Said augmetic substantially facilitates his cognitive processes, which makes him intelligent enough to grasp concepts such as cause and effect, at the very least. Simply put, this Ogryn has the capacity to assent to basic agreements. Guardsman, stop. Enough. You fought well. Guardsman? His growling gives way to comprehensible words, and his grave expression to almost childlike bewilderment. Why not call me gods? Sometimes Sergeant Oli calls me you there, or a human, but not godsman. The weapon in the Ogren's hands lowers slowly, while he is busy pondering his new circumstance. You're not the enemy, I think. Then, are you a reinforcement? Let's give him the medkit. Take this. You should treat your wounds. Do we have spares? I don't know. For me, I'm not allowed. It's what the sergeant says. The Ogren seems torn, but he is not here, so I'll take it. He grins in satisfaction, and his giant hand snatches the Medicaid kit from. Tell me your name, Ogren. The Ogren hesitates before showing you the tattoo on his bicep. 0118B. Are you actually called 0118B? Yes, inventory number. The Ogren pauses in thought. But you can call me Cog. It's what the sergeant calls me. What happened here? We was on patrol. These ones came at us. He gestures at the bandits. What did the sergeant? He gave me orders. Hold position until the reinforcement comes. The sergeant went to cover the rear, he said. Who was in command of your unit? Sergeant Orley, 10th platoon. Silinton, Titilan, Uzalias, 27th. That's right, I think. Metal test succeeded. Evidently, wait, what does it say? It was impossible for us to fail. And I don't remember which one metal is. Metal is, why is this metal? Resist hostile metal influence? Okay. Evidently the Ogren is talking about the Scintillan Fusiliers regiments of the Astra Militar. Some of the bodies around you are dressed in their uniform. So you're alone out here? No one else from your unit survived. The Ogren furrows his brow in annoyance. I'm with Sergeant Ollie. He want to get reinforcement, but he'll be back. I wouldn't count on that, pal. Heimer scoffs and talks to you. I wish I could do like an Austrian accent to do a Schwarzenegger impression. I can't help but wonder why a squad of Fusiliers had to meet an inglorious death. But what matters right now is we can't abandon Astra Militarum property, which is what the subhuman is. Either he'll end up in wrong hands, or he'll cause a lot of trouble if we leave him unsupervised. We have to return him to command. Not to mention these bonnets are terribly expensive. Starro folds his arms, his tone indignant. The loyalty of this paltry-minded uphuman deserves more than what he received for his faithful service. Okay, so Starro is the designated good guy for our team. You can be allowed to remain here without command. 0118B. If you're 0118B. You're the property of the Imperium and must come with me until the matter has been cleared up. I got orders. The Ogren stares you down with the obstinacy of a grox. The sergeant said, hold position. Until the sergeant says so, I not leave position. Perhaps I should help you look for the sergeant. The Ogren thinks for a long time. I don't know, but the sergeant was wounded. That's bad. Should find him, maybe. I don't know what the sergeant looks like. Come with me. You can help me recognize him. I got orders. The Ogren scratches his bald head in puzzlement. But the sergeant's been gone long. Maybe he got lost. Maybe more of these ones attacked him. Have to find the sergeant. Alright, we'll go. But the Ogren sniffles loudly and points to one of the dead guards. Can't leave Fusiliers like that. There's bugs here, and those reinforcements are always late. Gesture at the server ossuarium. I'll inform command about the bodies. And we improve the reputation with them. Nice. For being good. The Ogren nods grimly. The entire time that you spend establishing a connection and conveying the message, he looms over you like a dark, silent mountain. All right. He'll command until we find Sergeant Oni. Then he'll command. He knows what to do. We got our new friend, Kog, who is surprisingly not good at anything, actually. Interesting. So he is not good at melee and he's not good at ballistics. He is good at resisting things. He is a warrior, which is a melee out. And he is good at intimidation. Cool. And he is a heavy armor specialist. Already based on toughness. I don't think I feel like equipping any of this. Sure, equip pummel. Cool. Okay. And he has a stick, and he has a Reaper gun. Ooh. Now, what else do we have here? I turned on something, initiating box frequency tracking mode. I guess this is for tracking the sergeant. And yes, we need to track his box. Okay, good thing we went here first. Oh. Okay. I assume we are about to pull out the sergeant. No, surprisingly not. Then sergeant has to be somewhere here. This is a nifty thing, definitely a difference from how it used to be in Rogue Trader. A symbol daubed in blood, comprehensible to the dull-witted residents of the Habsor. This is how the local preachers mark the houses of those who are insufficiently zealous in their service to him. Him, of course, being the God Emperor. We cannot open this gate. Okay, and now we are approaching. Nope, we are out of range again. Rising? We were closer here. Huh. Rex data slate. A man in sumptuous clothing is shown on the cracked screen. The pic bears a caption: Isteval Bar-le-Duc. Went missing 2 weeks ago. Last seen in the Marispotum Sectoris. Appearance: blonde hair, green eyes. Wearing a red jacket with a gold-colored scarf around his neck. Height: above average. Build: slender. Identifying features: gold implant in place of his right hand, tattoo of 2 skulls on his left leg. What? Okay. Oh, is it? Okay, so it's like right... Oh, there we go. Low signal strength. Recommendation: find another source. Okay, not entirely clear on what we are doing with the signal stuff, but sure, I guess there are multiple points we are trying to find. Yeah, actually we can climb up, why not? Lock Preacher has nothing to say. What else do we have here? Just to be sure, let's go up here. Yep, there is definitely another tracking point somewhere in this region. Then we have the Ecclesiarchy. So that is probably where the Sister of Battle is. Inspect the woman. A woman swathed in rags quite skillfully avoids drawing attention, her eyes intently sweeping over the people around her. So she is suspicious. And we are not going to do anything about that, okay? Here we have the path to the excavation site. A reinforced container, heavily corroded. If you drop something heavy on it, it will surely break open. Here we have cover. So this is teaching us that we can shoot stuff. Okay, one. Yay! Success? Random vandalism? One of those. We got a bottle of Rodgut. The cheapest and worst smelling swill you have ever come across. We have a few coins and a few permission tags. Okay. Excavation site will wait for later. Yeah. What else do we have? We can blow up this pipe. Oh, presumably no reason. Maybe it will fall down. Yay! Okay. And this has provided us access to the box here. That's nice. Some environmental reactivity. Cool. It's also cool how they're showing how you can maneuver the environment now that there is a lot more verticality than before. Okay, these guys are not willing to talk to us. Deaconess and Vida. A stout woman in loose ecclesiarchy robes stares at you in astonishment. Am I truly allowed to behold an agent of the Golden Throne? One of those who fervently serve the God Emperor within the ranks of the Holy Inquisition? Saint's blood, I can hardly believe it. I am Deaconess Anvita, servant of the Adeptus Ministerum. By the will of the God Emperor, Cardinal Ignato himself has permitted me to bestow blessings of the Calixian cult upon the worthy. Calixian cult. Official representatives of the Ecclesiarchy, also known as the Adeptus Ministerum. What is your position in the Ecclesiarchy? Several cycles ago, despite my unworthiness, I was raised to the esteemed rank of Deaconess and entrusted with the vigil over the reliquariums of Scintilla. Such service alone is uplifting, but aiding true heroes such as yourselves. And Vida closes her eyes and whispers a prayer of gratitude. What brought you to this place? Thousands of times I have prayed to the God Emperor to grant me a chance to serve the Imperium and humanity. And so, at last, there came the hour to choose who among the clerics would accompany the Blessed Sister into these lands. It took many pleas to be given a place in her retinue. And now, with the greatest devotion, I aid the defenders of humanity. May I see the Ecclesiarchy's blessings available to me? Okay, so this is the trading inventory. We can buy... I guess we can start by selling junk. We don't need junk. We can get an Ogryn stubber for our body, which is... it has... Okay, his weapon is single fire. His weapon is a shotgun, I see. And this would be a burst fire weapon. Yes, that's nice. And they have different requirements by reputation. Yes, there are 2 reputation scales for each faction. The factions are the Scintillan Mission, which is the Ecclesiarchy, the Lathe World's Fleet, which is the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the Scintillan Fusiliers, which is the Imperial Guard, and the Lucidians, which is the Aristocrats. The 2 reputation scales are presence, reputation of the Inquisitorial Acolyte, and through deeds that inspire respect and fear, and rapport, reputation of the Inquisitorial Acolyte, and through amicable deeds. And with the Ecclesiarchy we have neither. Okay. Ogryn Heavy Bolt, but it is out of our price range. And there is a bunch of stuff that requires reputation, which we do not have. Weirdly, some Psycha stuff? Well, I don't imagine we'll be able to buy any of these. I don't think we want to buy anything yet. I haven't seen reason to think I need it. No. No, more junk. Would you look at that? Isolis M88, a tech priest. This cognition unit is registering an approaching layperson. High probability of ensuring communication. What is the reason for your query, layperson? The entire demeanor of the tech priest, from the flickering ocular lenses to the nervously clenched fingers, exhibits extreme tension, clearly triggered by your presence. Who are you? This cognition unit carries the designation Isoris M88. He is part of the Lathe World's fleet. He is a part of the Lathe World's fleet contingent, stationed at the Expeditionary Corps in the Marisportum sectors. This unit executes regulated issuing of equipment from the Adeptus Mechanicus repositories, on condition of adequate access level. What do you do here? Yep. Oh. Isoris M88 provides maintenance for sacred mechanisms in the service of Sister Septima Detachment. Currently, primary duties are not being executed due to unsolicited communication, causing this unit to experience Grade 5 torment. I need equipment. Distracting Flamer. Okay, the attacks with this weapon reduce the target's hit chance. Funny. I would imagine being set on fire is always distracting, but I guess you need special flamers for this. A Destructive Melter, which is like a fire shotgun. I have never once used grenades in Rogue Trader. I cannot bear to spend consumables. Ogren Boots. Cloak of the Zealot. Well, this is all neat. Oh, there is items for specific telekinesis powers. Or, I meant to say, for specific psychic powers. That's pretty cool. Interesting that the Adeptus Mechanicus are the ones, selling mostly Psyker stuff. And Eldari boots. And the crude stuff. Okay. Definitely not the faction I would expect. Sure. But again, I'm not going to buy anything right now. Oh, there is Sister Septima, so we will go the other way first. The burnt bodies are scarcely recognizable as the inhabitants of the Marisportum sectores. The Battle Sisters Field Bunk. The modular design allows it to be deployed even on the unstable ground of Marisportum. Sister Septima's banner. It commemorates an obscure saint of the Order of the Sacred Rose, who devoted her life to service. That's not a rose. That is the extent of my commentary on the banner. Okay, we can force access somewhere. Are you out of your mind, Acolyte? Another stunt like that, and I will consider it tantamount to heresy. Okay, apparently I can. Neat. But sure, let's talk to her first. It would be nice if I knew what pressing that button does in advance before pressing it. Here we have Sister Septima. A sister button. Sister Septima studies you with a steady, appraising look, making something inside you clench. Acolyte. Leander de Taral's acolyte. I remember you. Rarely does one meet acolytes who bear the burden of their duty with such zeal. Continue to be steadfast in your undertakings, and you shall learn the grace of serving the God Emperor. Yeah, we sacrificed our mentioned mentor. Lord Inquisitor Zerber sent me to assist you, sister, yet I know nothing of your objectives. I thank the God Emperor for this. Corruption cannot disturb an empty mind. For now, you need know only what I tell you. First, Inquisitor Melisentira, has lost the greater part of his servants in this hub zone. This has slowed her investigations, and consequently our joint work. Find out what happened to them as soon as you can. Otherwise, Inquisitor Melisentila will be forced to spend time she should be devoting to saving Calixis. Second, my servant, Dercus. What? Dercus, probably. Was to make contact with the local preacher, Ersimus. His orders were to question Ersimus and bring me the particulars I require. The sister of battle compresses her lips into a thin line. Dersus has the goal not to present himself before me. You must descend into the bowels of this rotten place, learn where Dersus is now, and bring him to me. You will recognize the servant by the robes of the ecclesiarchy, black hair cropped short, and the implant plate set into his forehead. Clue acquired. Richard Dersus. Sister Septima's agent sent to the Marisportum Sectoris to gather information. Since when are we obliged to act as lackeys to the Adeptus Sororitas? Septima turns her heavy gaze on your companion. The Lord Inquisitor has transferred all of you to serve under my command for the duration of this mission. Therefore, at present, you are to follow my orders. What happens afterward, only the God Emperor knows. Are you suggesting we search the whole hub zone to find Dersus? To avoid fruitless searching, go to Confessor Ersimus, head of the Flock of the Repentance. He dwells in the so-called Upper Town. You will find him at the very top. The workers' devotional service should be drawing to a close, so you may pass through the gates freely. Say that I sent you, and he will reveal every secret. You arrived with sufficient haste, so I judge Dersus could not have been swept away in the toxic sludge. Bring him to me alive and whole. This feels like a weird thing for her to say. Is there a toxic sludge that is rising? Do you work alongside Inquisitor Melisentila? Inquisitor Melisentila is conducting her own investigation here. Her efforts are, without a doubt, directed at supporting the Tyrantine Cabal. Yet upon learning of my arrival, she did not see fit to join my righteous mission. Our talks about working together have stalled, and now she avoids my company. Its test succeeded. Her frosty tone leaves no uncertainty. Despite her attempt to make light of the situation, there is no love lost between the Sister of Battle and the Inquisitor. Okay, case opened, new clues acquired. Given Inquisitor Melisentila's dire circumstances, it is all the more surprising that her agent... The sister glances briefly at the data slate she holds in her hands. Rufinus Craig is probing the Marisportum Sectoris on some mission. I must know what he is trying to sniff out. My people have lost track of him. Therefore, I entrust this task to you. Case opened. On the trail. Some time ago, contact was lost with Agent Rufinus Craig, who was investigating the outskirts of the Marisportum Sectoris. The Acolyte must locate Rufinus and ascertain the status of his mission. Melisentila's agent. Agent of the Golden Throne from the retinue of Inquisitor Melisentila. Investigating the Marisportum Sectoris on an unknown mission. Mission's details remain unknown. According to the report, the agent bears an old burn on his face and an augmentation on the lower part of his left leg, below the knee. These distinguishing features will guide you in your search. You want me to spy on the agents of another Inquisitor? Yes, I want to be informed of the developments, and Mistress Melisentila is slow to share intelligence. My people are needed here, but you are a different matter. So Craig's whereabouts are unknown to you? He who was charged with watching the agent failed in his duty, and now pays the price for that negligence. This, however, was merely a temporary lapse. Fine, I'll do whatever I can. It is heartening to see that you grasp the significance of this mission. Find the breacher Dersus and return him. The objective is clear. I am not finished yet. Since the last tidal surge, people have been disappearing from these parts. Most of the missing were certainly swallowed by the raging flood, yet others vanished afterward. People continue to go missing. On some nights, as many as 50 can be unaccounted for. Among other tasks, you must discover what became of those unfortunates and who is responsible for their disappearance. That is all for now. Go and see to it. Missing persons. After the first sea quake struck the Marisportum sectores, a wave of mass disappearances occurred throughout the Hub Zone. The Acolyte must establish the whereabouts of the missing people and who or what is responsible. Since we are dealing with sea and disappearances, maybe the issue is the sea people from Relia. Okay, we have a painting of a saint. Well, that was a thing to learn. Okay. And we now have an inquisitorial journal, where we have our cases. On the trail. Okay, we can zoom in and out, that's cool. We have elements, such as identifying marks of the agent. They are connected by a thread. Oh, okay, this is a shushing sound, symbol, not like a fox tongue. And we have missing persons. Wow, that's a face. I bet you're popular as a preacher. Preacher Dersus. He may be one of the mysterious victims. We do not have a case hypothesis. Okay. Well. Let's save and force access. Access denied. Yeah, but what if it wasn't? What if access wasn't denied? Have you thought about that? Hmm? Have you considered that? Access received. Are you out of your mind, Acolyte? Another stunt like that, and I will consider it tantamount heresy. Okay, she did not like that. Ah, and there is low signal strength. Recommendation, find another source. Okay, hell. Wasting my bloody time. I guess the last thing to... We have no access to this place, those places. I think we're going to the excavation site. Oh. Acolyte, I have business with you. Acolyte, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pleased to welcome you. Your name has been on everyone's lips at the Bastion lately. A woman in a plain robe stands in your path. Beneath her hood, the lenses of an old eye augmentation emit an unpleasant, buzzing whir. Assisting the Sister of Battle is doubtless a good deed, but still, an acolyte ought to work. The woman pauses for a few seconds. With proper inquisitors. Do you not agree? My patron, Mistress Melisentila, is right now inspecting the excavation outside this little settlement. A courtesy visit would be, at the very least, prudent on your part. I can escort you to her, immediately. Have you been following me? Is it such a difficult task to monitor someone who openly displays a signal from the sigil from the moment they arrive in the Hub Zone? The woman shakes her head in disapproval. Well, sorry, I'm not subtle. You claim to be an acolyte. On what grounds should I believe you? She glances around, and, assured of privacy, drags back the hem of her robe to reveal sturdy synth-leather armor and a sigil dully gleaming on her belt. Not many in the Imperium would be foolish enough to wear a sigil without the Inquisitor's authorization. What did you say? What is happening in Marisportum? Forgive me, but that information is classified, and I am under orders not to disclose it. Inquisitor Melisentila will tell you all you need to know. Where exactly did you say the excavation is located? As you pass the Sisters' camp, keeping it to your left. Look for the pipes heading beyond the town and follow them. Sooner or later, you will arrive at the excavation site, but it would be best if you allowed me to guide you there. Alright, I was just looking for Mistress Melisentila. Lead on. Very well. It's not a long walk, but watch your step. The local water is full of toxic chemicals. Is it an ambush? are you going to ambush me? Ah, there is Melisentilla. My patience is growing thin, old man. We can proceed to the next stage of interrogation, though you will find it even less to your liking. It is interesting hearing Russian accents in a game speaking English. I sort of wanted to end the recording after talking to Sister. I did not expect to be ambushed like that. So here we have Inquisitor Melisentilla. Fancy, fancy. Lots of crap hanging off her belt. An Eldari sword in her hand. A Xenos pauldron. What a lady. Clearly a radical. Looming over the recorder curled up on the ground, the Inquisitor asks for what does not seem like the first time. Have you remembered anything? One of the two men watching the torture clears his throat. We have guests, Inquisitor. Acolyte Gareth. The woman accompanying you gives a hurried bow. Mistress Melisentilla, I saw him at Sister Septima's camp and thought it best to bring him to you immediately. I give the Bastion's envoy over to you. By your leave, I must return to my post. Inquisitor Melisentilla turns to you, wipes the blood off her blade, and slides it into the sheath attached to her belt. Anton Zerber's newest protege. I thought you would make an appearance sooner or later. Melisentilla's gaze shifts to Epion. Spes, I have not seen you in some time. It is a pity that you have decided to use your talents in the service of another Inquisitor. Epion gives the Inquisitor a reserved nod, but doesn't say a word in response. I'm here to provide assistance in your mission. Is that so? I did not request any assistance from the Cabal. Melisentilla examines you, tapping a finger on the grip of her pistol. Her hand lingers near the clasp of her holster, then relaxes. Since you are here, that means you were sent by Lord Inquisitor Zerber. Only he knows about this mission. Gareth, see to the witness's wounds. He is not permitted to die before the end of the interrogation. Daryl, I will be waiting for a report on our progress. As for you, she looks back at you. Your arrival is the best evidence that the Lord Inquisitor is losing patience. Isn't that correct? The Lord Inquisitor wishes to... Okay. The Lord Inquisitor wishes to know the reasons for your prolonged stay in the Maris Portum Sectoris, and is offering his assistance. My expedition team has gone missing from the excavation site. Workers, disciples of the machine cult, and guards. It started with the first seaquake that hit the HAP zone. The workers complained of fatigue and sleepless nightmares. This is not a local incident. People all over the Maris Portum Sectoris are suffering from similar symptoms. Many of them have likewise disappeared without a trace. More and more are going missing every day. Reports have shown that these disappearances are systematic, so we can rule out natural population decline. We must learn why people in the HAP zone are disappearing, and you will begin your investigation right here in my camp. Even an amateur could see Even an amateur could see there are signs of looting. It might have been more than one group. Was it several? Find out. Reconstruct the events that took place at the camp. I graciously give you my permission to use these sacred mechanisms bestowed upon the Order Xenos by members of the Cult Mechanicus. The Inquisitor gestures to several bulky Cogita cases. One of them bears an inscription in calligraphic writing under an abundance of purity seals. It reads, Polo Invoker. A unique set of archaeotech mechanisms capable of briefly reproducing a set of hypothetical images in a confined holorate space. And we updated our clues. And do not forget to interrogate the witness. She nods at the body writhing at her feet. This old man knows something, but it seems my methods have caused him to lose the last of his memory. I do not have time to coax the answers out of him, so you will deal with it instead. When you're done, report everything you have learned. Any questions? Polo Invoker. I've never heard of such a machine. That is unsurprising. This is a rare piece of archaeotech that even I had to go to great lengths to obtain. The spirits of such machines have the ability to briefly project holographic images based on the archived data, be it pics, Fujita records, or tactical diagrams. And what will you be doing while I perform this task? Melisentila's eyes narrow ominously. I have others, equally important matters to attend to, and asking me such questions requires a level of trust you have not earned. What have you been searching for down here? Melisentila's eyebrow shoots up. Do your job, Acolyte. You said my task is to learn why people are disappearing in the Ham Zone. Would it not be better to focus our efforts on finding the workers instead? It is true that rescuing Rebel is not my responsibility. However, I cannot ignore the fact that there is some connection between the time frames of these disappearances. Both of my people and the locals. There is also a mysterious circumstances of these disappearances and the spread of nightmares in the Hab Zone. As for what that connection is, that is for you to find out. Try not to announce to all of Maris Portum that the Inquisition is operating here. Melisentila glances at your unassuming attire. Though even if you introduce yourself as the Lord Inquisitor, I doubt anyone in this place would believe you. I am ready to start my investigation. One of my specialists is already investigating the lower level of this excavation. Find out what he's been able to discover. Take this amulet. That way, he'll know I sent you. Melisentila pauses to think. I expect the two of you to work together on this. I need results. Strange charm. Covered in Xeno symbols. I see. I do not see. And she fucks off. Well, this is going to be the end of today's episode. Next time we will continue our with an interrogation and then the investigation of all the other crap here. So, thank you for watching everyone, and have a good day. Goodbye.